What does your childhood mean to you? My memories of boyhood are a plethora of nostalgic wonder. In my opinion, if your pre-teens were spent in the late 80s and early 90s, you had a great time. Now, I'm not saying that movies and TV shows aimed at children aren't any good nowadays, but it's just not the same. Maybe it's a nostalgia freak in me, but I long to relive my youth, which I tend to do more often than not. So with that being said, I'm going to give you 5 of my favourite movies and TV shows from when I was younger, in no particular order. Number 5, The Goonies. Hey, you guys! Your life is not complete if you haven't seen Mikey and the gang tackling the Fratellis in their search for One-Eye Willie's treasure in order to save their town. Right from the start, there is enough action, comedy, and drama, plus a killer soundtrack that you would expect from an 80s movie. Definitely a 10 out of 10 and a true classic. Number 4, Gargoyles.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles.
Medieval stone gargoyles that come to life in the modern day. What's not to love about that? The premise, as well as the animation, were superb. This is one of the greatest superhero shows that is not based on a famous comic book superhero. The fact that it hasn't been transferred to the big screen is a tragedy. Number 3 is the Ghostbusters movies, as well as the Real Ghostbusters cartoon. The movies are great, enough said. Seriously though, how often do these franchises from 20 years ago hold up so well? Every element is perfect. The script and the acting in the movies will keep this a classic for many, many years to come. And after rewatching the animated series recently, it sits right alongside the movies as nostalgic bliss. Number 2 is the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power.
From the comics to the big screen, then the cartoon to the toys, I loved every aspect of these guys. I have all of the films on Blu-ray, even the not so favourable 3rd instalment, and I've recently purchased the animated series on Amazon Prime. I love to relive those simple times through these heroes in a half shell, preferably whilst eating pizza. And number 1, Batman. From Adam West to Michael Keaton, from Kevin Conroy to Val Kilmer, even George Clooney at a push. These men encapsulated the Dark Knight in their own unique ways and brought him to life for me. Batman and Robin was my first dalliance with the Caped Crusader, and although it wasn't the cinematic masterpiece it could have been, it was enough to put an 11-year-old me into its clutches. From then on I was hooked, so I gorged myself on all things Batman. The Burton movies, the animated series, and a wonderfully camp 60s live-action show. To this day, as a 32-year-old, I'm still obsessed. I have so many Batman tattoos, comics, memorabilia, and the movies to prove it. Holy nostalgia, Batman. I love you. But what are some of your favourite moments from your childhood? I'd love to hear about them. Tell me down in the comments below. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. Maybe subscribe to my channel. I also have a podcast called Up and At Them that can be found on the Podbean app as well as Spotify. Thanks for watching.